Hello everybody and welcome back to Zazral's Let's Play of Satisfactory. I believe this is episode 10. We are going to get started on steel today, but last episode we set up our first floor of our base here, just the template for it. We haven't put any machines or anything up there yet. And like I've said it before in other episodes, but all of this here at the beginning, all this was just temporary. This is just put down here to get us to this point in the game. And from about this point on, the whole temporary setup idea will be, other than the space elevator parts, which will always be temporary for us. And I might throw out some more temporary stuff every once in a while to do some more MAM unlocks or that type of thing. But for the most part, the temporary setup thing is done. We are going to at some point build all these lines, our reinforced, or our normal iron plates, our normal rods, our screws, all of our copper stuff. All that's going to be up there at some point. When it is, we'll be able to just delete all this stuff as we go. And okay, so we'll just get started here, and since we know the plan for the future, let's see here. There is a couple things. I want to check our coupon level here, see what we got. We got 5. See what that can get us. Man, that machine's loud. Check over here in the awesome shop. We need 7 for metal conveyor wells. I'd like to get those. Since we got our base started, we want to keep going with our base. Outlet Mark IIs. Those are actually kind of nice, but we don't need them right away. We can get away with these for a while. I would really like, before we get too far into building, I'd like to unlock these foundation packs so we can get the glass foundations, as well as these windowed walls as well. So we have quite a few coupons we need just to get that stuff. I think that's really our next 2 steps here. So we don't have enough yet, but we want these windowed walls, these wall conveyors, and these foundation expansion packs. We want all this, obviously. But for now, those are our next 3. We can afford this, so we'll just go ahead and get that, I suppose. And we'll put our extra coupons away. Okay, so we need, let's see, we need coal and we need iron. Now there are 2, I believe, pure coal nodes over here in this direction. One just to the south here. There should be another one. Yeah, there's one right there. So because they're pure, I believe they're both pure. Because they're both pure, we can get quite a bit of production out of each of those. Now I do know there are 2 more normal iron nodes over in that direction. Let's see, iron's everywhere around the grasslands, but there are multiple impure nodes also in that direction. But I believe there's a couple more pure nodes. Or not pure, but normal nodes over in that direction. So we can combine normal nodes with impure nodes to equal the pure nodes of coal that we're going to get over there. And then while we're over there, there's also a sulfur. Somewhere in between those 2 coal nodes, there we go. There's a sulfur node over by that coal node. And then we have our deuterium that we went to earlier. Kind of off in that direction. Now that has that big rock on it. So, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to... Deuterium's over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build our steel foundry plant where we make our steel ingots somewhere over in that direction. Kind of in between all this stuff. And then we're going to also pipe in our sulfur and then eventually our deuterium into there, and we'll bus all of that back here to our base. So we got a lot of work ahead of us. We have to put miners down, bus all this to where we're going to build our foundry, put our machines in our foundry, power it all, everything. We got a lot of work ahead of us. So I'm going to go ahead and do a lot of that off camera. I'm going to place the miners and everything, and I'll show you when we're done where it all buses to and where we're going to put our factory. So I'll cut it here and come back to you guys in a bit. Okay, I somehow fell into a cave that I didn't even know existed. Let's see what's down here, I suppose. Poison gas. This is not good. Get some.
I strongly advise you to harvest this specimen.
Okay, everybody, it's a good time to show everybody what we're doing and how far we've gotten so far. So we've ran power now all the way out here to our furthest miner, which is our sulfur miner. And we ran all Mark 1 belts just because we have a ton of iron plates and not many reinforced. So we don't need a whole lot of this right away, but we can come back and upgrade the belts later. But this is a sulfur mine and it's normal. But we are going to run this belt all the way back. And we bust sulfur, which is our top line. And we have coal up here. So we ran coal down from up there. And began our bus line here. So that's a pure coal node up there. And we follow these down. We got 2 normal iron mines right here. So we're mining 2 normal iron here. Then we got 2 more normal iron mines over here. So 4 normal iron mines will be the same amount of coal, or same amount as 2 pure coal. So we have our 4 normal lines and they're merging in here into one belt and running down here. Now again, it will be important that we upgrade these belts when we get a chance. So after we make some steel, we'll be able to upgrade our belts. We bust this all the way this way. Down here, up over that guy. And this is where our steel ingot factory is going to be. But we also have, right down there, another pure coal. So we brought that up here. Now we split this coal off, so it's going to go back to the base, as well as this sulfur is going to go back to the base for our gunpowder production. And sulfur is used later on for sulfuric acid, for batteries and such. So, but our building here, this platform here, is where we're going to be putting our foundries for our steel ingot production. So we have these 2 lines coming here, and then we have 4 more lines going back to the base, because we're going to have 2 lines of steel ingots coming out of here, and we're running those all back to the base. So that's where we are right now. We'll need to grab some materials to make foundries for the steel ingots, and we'll do all that and get that base going. But just before I get that started, I want to set up a little temporary. We got sulfur on the top and coal on that second one. So I want to set up a little temporary gunpowder production place over here just for unlocks. So I'm going to throw in a splitter. Actually, let's do it back here a bit. We're getting kind of crowded over there. Throw in a splitter there. Another splitter there. And an assembler. Do we have the parts? I don't think we do. We need some reinforced and some rotors. Got plenty of rotors, I'm sure. Let's dump off our biomass. I did some chainsaw cutting to clear for that pad over there. There are leaves in here if I remember. Wood in here. We don't really need this stuff anymore, but we might as well get it out of our inventory. Reinforced iron plates, we'll need some of those. Okay. Set up an assembler down here. Where's this stuff at right here? Like I said, this is just a temporary setup. And have we even unlocked that? We haven't unlocked that. So we need some sulfur and some coal to unlock that. If I remember right, it was 50 sulfur and 25 coal. See if we can hop up here. Up on top of here. Oops. We can get our coal from right here, actually. Can I get up there? There's our 50 coal. See how far we had to go to get sulfur. Ooh. I can climb this ladder here. Not very good. I tend to want to shoot off the end. Sulfur's way back here. Should have thought of this first, huh? Coal's coming down. Our sulfur shouldn't be too far behind it. Hey, another lizard doggo. Where did he go? It's a long walk back to the base. I think we'll just Leave him for now. Base is right over there. Oops. Got to get back to the man. I could have, should have set up a man back there. Not thinking straight today. So let's see. That was sulfur. Excuse me. 50, 25. All right, now we can start making gunpowder. We'll need gunpowder to make that. Set this to make gunpowder. Black powder, I guess they call it. And grab some powder. Way. Okay, I'm going to grab the materials I need to start setting up those foundries, and I will come back to you when I'm ready to show you how that's done. Okay guys, we are going to build some foundries. I'm going to show you this so I can show you guys how I set up machines, since we haven't done that yet. So I'm going to place this first one here, and we need to see what the numbers are. So steel ingots, we need 45 iron per minute and 45 coal per minute to make 45 steel ingots per minute. So if we want a 720 line of steel ingots, we'll need 16 of these foundries to produce one 720 line. We actually want two, so we're going to need 32 of these foundries set up to make two 720 lines of steel ingots. Now, we obviously don't have the belts yet to support this kind of intake. However, eventually we will. So we're going to set up the machines now, and then as we upgrade belts later, we can just come back, upgrade belts, and add belts, and hook up power to the new machines and just expand our line. So we're going to build both of our 720 lines now and get all of our steel out of the way, at least for now, until later on when we need more than two 720 lines. But for now, we're going to build a bunch of steel foundries. Let's see. Snap it. 2, 3. Four. Might have to extend this plat one. 5. 6. Yep, we're going to have to extend it. I should probably cut that stuff down. Don't want this stuff poking up through our floor. That might be enough. Little slug right over there. I should go get that at some point. This is 7. That's 8. And we want to leave a walkway here. Yeah, perfect. Let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Set them all with steel ingots. Already stealing it. So, foundries are a little tricky because, excuse me, because the outputs are not centered in the machine the way the rest of the machines are. They're off-centered, so you actually have to set them up a little off-centered. But before we do that, we want to show you. So these are going to be mergers. We're going to merge all these into one line. Oops, merger 6. And we're going to want them to go that direction. But we're going to want them 3 high. So we want them in line. And we want them close enough. I think that there's 1, 2, 3. I think if we move it 3 out away from the machine, we'll be alright. Keep the, yep. In that direction, going that, okay. Now we're going to put in a lift. Now this lift should connect right up. And there we go. That way we can just get rid of those and walk under this after we've done all this. Now on this side, we need to set a foundry. This is the tricky part. Excuse me. We need the output facing this direction, and we need it to line up with the output over here. So we're going to set it so that, see, the green line is going to show you that the machines line up, but not the outputs. We want the output to line up with us. And we want it at the right place. That might be the right place for a lift. No, that's too close. Okay. With the output lined up. About 2 more. Is that right for the lift? Nope. And there we go. That hooks up. So now that we have these machines set the way we want them, leaving a space here, leaving a space over there, we can just put 7 more of these now. We want the output facing the right direction. And as long as we get them tight against each other, use a control to snap them in place, they should all line directly up. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Set all these as steel ingots. As you see, all down the row. Should be all down the row they line up. But it looks like that one. I left some space in that one. Same thing I did with the power plants. So these line up. This one lines up. This one lines up. Okay, so maybe I'm seeing things. And that one lines up. Okay. Steel ingot. Steel ingot. Steel ingot. Okay, so we went 3 high for the output. So for the inputs, we want to go 4 and 5 high. And we want splitters on the output or on the inputs. Now this first one is going to come in from this direction. One, two, three. Oh, it's not. Gonna have to come in from that direction. So we'll go. These things like to rotate when you stack them. I don't know why. But if you get the first 2, generally the next ones won't. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 high. That should go directly up. We can get rid of these. It's a lot easier if you just do the whole row at once. I'm just showing you how I do it before I cut it out and come back when I'm done. So splitters again, and again they'll come from that direction. 1, 2, 3 spaces. This one we want 5 high. Again, we can get rid of those and put a lift in. That one didn't line up because I didn't have, okay. Like I said, this is a lot easier when you just do the whole row at once. Okay, now out here, we're going to bring our belts in here. So, put some walls up here. To show you what I'm talking about. We're going to want 2 inputs on that wall. What we'll do is we will run a belt from this wall to that one, and from that one to, start to see down there, that one. Now, like I said, these are only 60 per minute belts, so here we can now on this bottom one here, we're going to bring this one up. There. We're going to bring our bottom up to there. Actually, let's do that cleaner. We're going to do it. Let's do it clean, right? So what we'll do is we'll put a lift. Now we'll run our belt from there to there. And our bottom iron from there to there. Now when we do our next 16, that'll be on the second floor. So we'll put lifts coming down to there, and then we'll run these, that coal and that iron up to that floor. I'll put ramps and doors and all that stuff in later. But so let's see. These are 60 belts, but it can only do 45. So we can do a little more than one. Here, let's just preload this machine too. So we can actually do 2 off of that line. So I'll show you what I messed up actually. Didn't want to feed it in there yet. And that means I put it on the wrong level as well, I bet. Yes, I did. Okay. We want to put the wall up here. There we go. I have to delete these. Actually, let's do the inside stuff first so that the lifts actually go the correct direction. We actually need to split this here, out here, so we'll need another 4 and another 5 stacker splitters here. I think we're going to have to add another row here. That's the only way it's going to work. See why we always leave things expandable? We don't ever finish anything until we're ready. Now we'll put a wall here. Put the right direction. And we'll put a conveyor wall in there. Excellent. Now these are splitters, so we want them to line up both with these and with that. And then the input, there's a merger. I need a splitter. That's better. The input we want from that direction. And this one will be 5 high. Input from the back again. Okay, so this actually you go from there to there. From there to there. Excuse me. Yes. Okay. And then from the 4 high to the 4 high. And then from the 5 high to the 5 high. Looks complicated and messy, and it is kind of. But it's been a long time since I played this game, so I'm out of practice of this. Normally this is much faster, much easier. So now we can bring these in feeds also down here. We'll make another 4 and 5 high here. And we will make our 4 and 5 high in feeds all the way down this row, all the way down that row. And we will only belt to the machines as we have belts that are capable of supplying these machines. So this is where I'm going to stop talking, and I'll come back and show you guys when it's finished what it looks like. So I'll see you soon. Okay, guys, I had to come back and stock up on some stuff, and we had some gunpowder made here, so let's do a few more unlocks while I'm working on that steel factory. Let's see. Sulfur. Needed 50, I have 100. Okay, this is where it gets exciting. We can make our rifle. Now we're going to need heavy reinforced frames, computer chips, and steel pipes. So it's going to be a long time before we can make that. We need reinforced steel beams and steel pipes. So it's going to be a while before we can make that, but we got those done. Let's do some other stuff over here. This nutrient inhaler, can't make that yet. This one we can make. Let's grab 10 mycelia. It's a 3-second unlock. This one we can make too. Let's grab 13 mycelia and 5 of those alien organs. This one takes 5 minutes. Anything else? We don't have any hard drives at the moment. We should have did that one first. Haven't found a yellow power slug yet. Need to get on quartz soon too. So that's all we can do in the man for the moment. Let's see, what do we have left to unlock in here? Jump pads. We could do those easy enough. Jump pads going.
Several buildings aimed at factory traversal can now be accessed in the build menu. Caution is recommended during use of these products.
It's the next one we want to do here. So 3, Vehicular Transport. We haven't done that yet. We'll set that as our next milestone. Open up vehicles. And let's see, how many coupons do we have? Put this mycelia away, that away. Got 2 in here. Excuse me. 5 in here. 7 total. I would really like these windowed walls to actually finish that building with. I guess no windowed walls in the steel building, but we'll get them going here soon. And I'm going to get back to work on that building. After our last level, or our last unlocks, I decided to hook this up to the awesome sink. And this gunpowder, since we're not going to be able to use this for quite some time, this gunpowder is actually worth a decent amount of points. We're up to about 1,000 a minute. 1,100 a minute. We were up to quite a bit earlier when I first hooked it up. So we got our 2 coupons though, so we're going to print those out. We'll grab the 7 we already got, and we'll unlock our glass walls, windowed walls. That'll be nice. I wanted to put those generic walls up everywhere. And let's see, our man was working on something. Our medicinal inhaler. Let's see, what else can we do in here? Since we're here, and since we're recording in AI limiters, so 200 quick wire and 50 copper sheets. I can get that fairly easy. Set unlock. High-speed connectors. Plastic we obviously don't have yet. We probably have those sheets, but we don't have the 10 emitters. So, I think that's it for the man that we can do right now. Let's go ahead and do our vehicular transport while I'm here. Excellent. Now that lets us, we unlocked those last time. That lets us build a tractor. Need 5 beacons. I'm going to go ahead and do this just because it has some storage slots. So hang on one second. We'll make some beacons. That's over here. Need 5 of these. Set this down over here so I don't have to drive over conveyor belts. There's our tractor. We can power this with solid biofuel for now. We can also power it with coal. But more importantly, we get all this inventory. I can load up my inventory and load up that inventory, and then I should be able to get the rest of this building done in one trip now. So that's exciting, for me at least. And let's see what our next unlock is going to be here. So 0 through 3 is done. Advanced steel production. We'll need 200 steel pipes, so it'll be a little bit before we can get to that one. Improved melee combat. We really want this one. We can make a Xeno Basher and get rid of our little Xeno Zapper. And we get more inventory slots, which, okay, definitely. Hyper tubes is something we're going to want, but we need the steel pipes and the encased industrial beams. This Logistics Mark III, really looking forward to that one. Get a bigger storage container. Mark III belts, Mark III lifts. These Mark III belts are made with steel beams, which is what we're working on now. So, but for now, let's get this improved melee combat going. Just need 1,500 wire and 50 reinforced iron plates. So, reinforced iron. Good deal. Running low on these now. Need to get those going again. Can't actually do that till the pod gets back. So I'm going to go back to work and get this going. But then when we come back, I'll show you that last unlock before we end the episode. So see you soon. Okay, guys, there's our steel ingot factory. So there's just a couple small things left to do. We don't have doorways yet. We haven't unlocked those, so we just had to leave that open. Need to hook up our infeeds here in the back to the upper floor. I've already hooked up the lower floor here, you can see. Okay, so we need coal to that left one. Actually, it doesn't matter, so let's take coal to this one. No, too steep. Okay. Well, there's an easy fix for that. one. Will that go in there? Doesn't appear to be clipping. Okay, spaghetti mess, but it works. Now we have coal and iron going up to our upper floor. We only have 2 machines hooked up there as well, because same down here, we only have 2 machines hooked up down here and 2 machines hooked up there because of our belts. Our belts are only 60 parts per minute because we're still using the Mark 1 belts. I'll bring this down to there. Oops. And then another one from there to there. And then hook up a belt to there. So that's our 2 steel ingot. Now the bottom one I've already tested, it's working. Here's our steel factory. Got windows all the way around except for the corners. Got a solid floor here. Now I screwed up a little bit down here because I didn't offset these machines enough. If I'd offset this one a bit more, then this would have been offset enough that we could have ran all these belts above and not had this stuff down here on the floor. But we didn't, so it is what it is, and I didn't want to move all this, especially after I hooked all that up. Now, like I said, though, so when we upgrade our belts, we will simply come back here, go all the way down the line, upgrade our belts all the way to here, upgrade our lifts, upgrade our belts on the inside, and then all we will have to do is hook our updated belts to the next machines, or however machines that we can run with our updated belts. And all the power is all ran and everything across the ceiling. So once we get our upgraded belts and we can run these machines, all we have to do is run a power line from the ceiling down to the machine. Everything is set, ready to go. So this is a whole 720 line here on the bottom of ingots, and on top is another 720 line. Put this little ramp in here. Probably change all this out once we unlock hyper tubes and everything. Also, we haven't unlocked railings yet either, so you can fall off there, but we have some ingots coming out top already. Good deal. So again, over here, all I hooked up is these 2 machines. First one on this side and first one on that side. Why is that red? No power. Okay. Yeah, all I have to do is run a power line. So like I said, ran the belts up here, ran them across here, and see, this is what we should have done downstairs so that we'd be able to walk under all the belts, but we, like I said, we didn't offset the downstairs machines quite enough. Up here I made sure to do that. So, live and learn, I suppose. Now, like I said, downstairs, same upstairs. Just replace the belts as we go. As we have new belts, add machines that are running. We haven't hooked them up to power because they do use just a tiny little bit of power when they're not running. So as long as they're hooked up to power, they will use a little bit of power, but we'll just hook them up as we need them, and but it's a full 720 line again here. So we now have 2 720 lines, or could be 720 lines of ingots back to the base as soon as we upgrade our miners, upgrade our belts, that type of thing. Now, I even had to make another trip, even though I filled this whole thing up with concrete. I ended up plates. I ended up having to come back and make another trip. So there's that. But drive our tractor back to the base. This is the first vehicle you get. Later on, you can get trucks, which have a much larger inventory space, of course. And you can also get an Explorer, which has very little inventory, but is very fast. Then also, if you don't know, you can actually autopilot these. So you can get in it, record your path that you take, and then get out of it. It will autopilot around and just continuously go around your path. So you can set up a truck station over there and a truck station over here, and run this thing back and forth in between. And we go over there, pick things up, bring them back here, drop them off. Go over there, pick things up, bring them back here, drop them off. As long as you have, the truck stations have a fuel input. So as long as you're fueling the truck station will also refuel your tractor. So you can do everything. Once you do your initial recording thing, you can just make it loop and go over and over and over again. Now, our doggo hasn't been giving us anything good. And again, he gave us copper ore. Yay. So, no slugs yet. Now, let's see, we were coming back here to finish unlocking something here in the MAM. Maybe? Maybe there's something else we were going to unlock. No. Can't unlock any of that yet. Need 200 of those. We will, on the next episode, be adding all the machines up there on the first floor of our factory that produces our steel. And then I think what we want to unlock next will actually be... Oh, we were going to unlock this next. That's what it was. So all I need is a little bit more cable. Go grab that. Okay, let's see. What's it need? This is what we like to see. Improved melee
Milestone
combat.
reached. R&D inflated your pocket dimension, added an additional hand equipment slot, and have provided an improved Xeno Zapper with increased strength and range.
Okay, so we'll be able to build that over here, that Xeno Basher. You can also, we've unlocked our inhalers, so that's the recipe. One bacon agaric, one pale berry. There are 2 pale berries, 3 nuts, and 5 mycelia. And then the other one we have is just alien organs and mycelia. So actually we can make a bunch of those too over here. Xeno Basher, though, is what we're looking for. We need 2 Xeno Zappers, so we have one. Unequip it there. And we need another Xeno Zapper, so we'll make one of these. And then make a Xeno Basher. This is the replacement, obviously, for the Xeno Zapper. Okay, this does double the damage of that Xeno Zapper. Yeah, we got an electric sword. Has a longer reach, it does double the damage too, so much easier to kill stuff, especially the melee type stuff with this. Spiders, the fluffy tail hogs, the spitters, I'd still rather use a range weapon. Okay, and let's see. The next thing I think we are going to unlock, though, as cool as hypertubes are and as great as they'd be to have, I want to get these Mark III belts and that bigger industrial storage container and better conveyor lifts, especially since we're going to be running stuff all the way upstairs now. And our stackable pipeline supports will be nice before we get to oil, which is soonish. So, I want to get Logistics Mark III unlocked next. We will begin producing our steel upstairs. And then we also need to take a look at the space elevator and see what we need. I'm pretty sure there are things we need that we actually can't build yet. But I do know that we will need some of those smart platings again. Yes, we'll need 500 of the smart platings this time, which takes reinforced iron plates and rotors, and I've been using tons of reinforced iron plates, unfortunately. So, versatile framework, those take the modular frames and the steel beams, and then these we don't even know the recipe for yet. So we need to get steel production up and going. We can start making these once we do. We can start making these now, just dumping our spare stuff into that one thing that we have already set up to keep making smart plating. And then automated wiring, once we figure out what it needs, we can start making it. But guys, I think that is going to be the end of our episode. Our steel lines are done, our steel ingots at least are done, and we will begin working on our steel production next episode, steel beams and steel pipes. So thanks guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day.